click on any location of the RACQ trip planner and there's an icon that can point you in the direction of the nearby tourist attractions. I put my arrow over Caboolture and came up with somewhere I've never been before. I'd say the closest most of us have got to military aircraft would be during festival flyovers, when in unison we all tilt our heads to the sky in awe. It's amazing how far aviation has come, and I found a place that lets you see a glimpse of its fascinating history. The Caboolture Warplane Museum is home to a number of fine examples of aircraft used by defence personnel over the last 100 years. Thankfully, it's also a second home to volunteers like Peter Lee, who are in the know. Tell me a little bit about the planes that you have in this museum.
Well, we've got quite a good collection of aircraft. There's this one here, for example, that's a Newport 17. You've got the Nanchang, the Windjil over there. We've got the one at the back there's a T6.
What's your history with aviation?
Well, I have spent 30 years with the Air Force.
Wow.
And been with the museum now for 10 years. So,
and it fascinates me, the volunteers here, how passionate they are.
Oh,
Do they all have that flying background and history?
It is important that we're interested in the volunteer that has an aviation history or knowledge of the aircraft, because they are asked questions by the public and you've got to be able to answer them.
You can educate us.
That's important, exactly.
This is an ex-Polish MiG-17, and for a gold coin donation, you can jump into the cockpit. Over the years, aviation enthusiasts have donated models to the museum. The collection gives you a great indication of just how many types of aircraft have been produced over the last 100 years. Check out this link trainer. This was one of the earliest forms of flight simulators used during World War II all the way through to the 60s. Can you imagine learning to navigate a plane by this? There's a lot more than just planes at the museum. Paintings done by our servicemen and women and aircraft buffs line the gallery wall. And displays featuring many of Australia's aviators tell intriguing wartime tales, like the story of Warrant Officer Leonard Victor Waters, nicknamed Black Magic. He was the first Aboriginal fighter pilot who flew Kitty Hawks against the Japanese in World War II. Engines, propellers, instruments, cameras used for reconnaissance, and a World War II British searchlight are among the extensive collection, as well as uniforms, decorations, badges, trophies and memorabilia covering both war and peacetime flying. And if you're not one to sit on the sidelines... This year marks the 80th anniversary of the first ever flight of the Tiger Moth. They say they were the best trainers ever built, so I can't help myself. Thanks. Can't you just press a button?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Use those muscles.
Oh.
Alright, Liz, here we go.
Thousands of Tiger Moths were used as the basic trainers for practically all of the British and Commonwealth pilots for the Second World War, and for civilian pilots in post-war years. Many are still flying today, but I tell you what, I feel very special having this experience.
How you doing there, Liz? All right? Lovely.
Follow the RACQ trip planner to the Caboolture Warplane Museum. It's open 7 days from 9 until 3. Entry is $18 for the family. If you're up for it, the museum will organise a flight for you, leaving from the hangar out back. Costs vary depending on the aircraft. Flights are run by Brian from Aerodynamic Flight Academy, so you're in safe hands. All you need to do is pick your aircraft and enjoy the ride.